Okay, today we're going to replace the levers on the 310 GS with some shorter levers that I got on eBay. First step is we're going to remove this bolt here. It's 5mm on top, and it's got a little 8mm socket wrench here on the bottom. This guy right here holding it on, so we'll just take that off of the bottom. Still kind of threaded in here. I have to unscrew it and pull it out. Here's the new one we're going to replace it with. If you turn it over, you can kind of see the track right there that the cable fits into. So we have to maneuver it and get it out of that track. There's a little rubber protective boot right here covering up the tensioner. You can just slide it back to reveal this thing. They're really tight, so I'm just gonna take something to protect it, put it over it, and then grab it with some pliers and twist it. But I can't do that and hold the phone, so let me get it loose and grab it with my pliers, and just enough to get it loose and started. We can loosen this up. Now we want to loosen this one by turning it the opposite direction, just to give the cable and the lever a little more play so we can get it out. Alright, I'm going to do one full rotation. I'm going to need to put it back, so I'll try to remember where it was. I went ahead and did 2 full rotations. Now you can just bend this back, and underneath you'll be able to see where it's retained in here. So we want to get this out. Working it around gently until it starts coming out. Alright, I got it off, but be more careful than me because I rubbed the lever on here and scratched it a little bit, but now we can put this in the new lever. Alright, once you finally get that piece back in, just close it back here, and then we can retighten this. Lock this back down, get it tight, and then put our bolt back in here. On the clutch side, you can see where if I pull the clutch in, it's going to make contact right here, and it's not going to let me start the bike with the clutch pulled in, and if it's in gear. Now on my bike there's a huge gap here between the mirror, and so what I think I'm going to do is loosen these 2 bolts over here and slide this in just a little bit. Again, you might not have to do this part, but these are 8mm bolts. Right after a little adjustment, I moved it over a little bit to where this thing contacts right in the middle, and as long as I'm in position 3, it gives it just enough clearance to start it. When I'm in position 2, unfortunately, the lever is what actually makes contact here, and it still won't start, but with 3 contacting right in the middle is just enough to let it start in gear. Okay, for the brake lever, it's a 10mm on top and a 10mm on the bottom. So take this bolt off. Once you take the bolt out, this one just pops right out. Pop it back in place. That's not good. The little plastic seal that was covering all this stuff broke on mine. So this stuff is all exposed now. So I guess be careful with yours. Okay, so be careful with this thing. For me, this thing popped out too far, and this little protective boot is not covering the spring anymore, so I'm gonna try to push this back in and work the cover back over with my small pliers here. Okay, so what seems to be working better is just using a little flathead screwdriver, getting it in here with my other hand, holding that still and working it back up over the edges here. Whew, okay, so none of those things really worked, so I will share with you what I did. I held it as far in as I could, and I grabbed the end just past my thumb there with some pliers and turned it to thread that spring back inside, and that is finally working, it looks like. Get that seated in there.